Welcome back, everyone. We got a match on defense today, and the entire enemy team is melee. My team also has quite a bit of melee as well, and I'll do my best to talk about range positioning here, because without proper positioning, you'll just get eaten alive in a match like this. Trying to get the group sorted out before we get started. This Barb doesn't have Fire Aura up yet, so I'm free to just run alongside until then. We outnumber the engagement at this point, so I'm just trying to spread dots on as many targets as possible just to deal the maximum amount of damage before the rest of the enemy team reinforces. Repositioning myself as we're about to enter phase 2. Certainly the final Guardian's going to go down here. Now I have several teammates behind me in phase 2 already, and this is a little bit of a risk, but I want to stay here and engage the enemy team as they come forward. Hopefully just either picking people off or proccing cheat deaths, anything I can to make that team of massive amounts of melee unable to just completely dogpile on the objective and leave us unable to push them off. Immediately heading back towards the enemy. Ideally, I want to engage them as soon as possible, proc any Undying or again cheat deaths before anybody gets back to that idol, and I'll spend the entire match basically doing this. Now, I believe we have this under control, but this is a good example of what we don't want to overwhelm us. All the melee on the idol just rotating in and out, having the objective always pushing forward with us unable to kill them or eliminate all of them entirely. Also, it's worth trying to pay attention to how frequently I move and how I move in relation to the other players on the enemy team around me. At this point in the match, I've been hit very few times. In fact, I don't think I've even really needed to bandage. I've just done it as a precaution. I'm constantly adjusting myself with minor tweaks to make sure that I'm out of range of the enemy players, and with the melee that they have on that team, as long as I'm careful, I'm not going to take much damage unless I get hard CC'd. As you can see, I'm not just blindly firing off screen. In fact, I'm fairly in the mix of the fight here. I'm just really minding my position and doing my best to not get hit by anything at all. I need to rotate over and help the other side before it gets pushed further than we'd like. Basically nothing but Barbs over here, and they're all running the Fire Aura, so this is pretty commonplace in BGs at the moment. And like that, they're all down. Nothing to be afraid of, right? Just don't get hit. At this point, both the Crusaders and my party are here, and that's a fairly safe engage for me to go a little harder. Most Crusaders at this point are running Condemn, and that really creates a big opportunity for me to get some lances off and so forth. That really goes for any class that you or your teammates are playing as well. I see so many people in BGs just trying to solo the entire team. This is an 8v8 match. You really want to play together, coordinate your abilities and skills, and take advantage of the things that really synergize well together. Now I need to be cautious and not let my guard down. This is typically the point in the match where the entire enemy team starts to gang up on me and does everything they can just to get rid of me, so I need to keep that in mind. Appearing out of nowhere. Looks like my team stops the other side, so that puts us in a pretty good position. Now, this match makes it really easy to display a number of jukes or dodges, etc., since I have a really decent frontline here. A big issue that ranged players face is they can get matched into games with no frontline, or even a frontline that's considerably weaker than the enemy. This is often the case for high resonance players, since a 7k plus resonance player will most likely face a 7k plus flavor of the month melee on the other side, a vast majority of the time when they queue. Regardless, this match should be a good example of how to position yourself or move in relation to the enemy as they move in order to stay alive against the hordes of melee that we all face now. I'm also still looking for footage from anybody that's interested in having their own gameplay critiqued. So if that's something that appeals to you, feel free to get in touch with me in regards to that. I hope you all enjoyed the match. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.